Okay. There. Let me hop over here and make sure our people.
Take me there.
Okay. Trying to make sure that everybody else sees it. Right?
Okay, Kashia, I'm gonna call Daphne and see how she got in.
I'm
Okay.
here. Can you hear me?
He's hung up in my face.
Okay, live. You on live.
But it's not showing
It
us.
must be something with that camera, Destin. It gotta be.
Okay.
Because it's tripping up our voice. Look.
Okay, here. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, I see you, Destin. I see you.
Can she call? Can she call it?
I see her, but I don't see that.
Here.
Destin? Okay, so cool. Do we have Cashel on? There's another Cashel, by the way. Okay, let me invite Jennifer. 1 second. All right. So my mouse wants to act up. Hold on, Jennifer. Pink. Where is she? There she is. Okay. And Mimi. Okay. All right. So we invited Jennifer. All right. Okay. Cool. And Dustin, I may have to call you. Is your volume on up there? Hey, Jennifer. We see your pretty little picture, but not you. Okay. Let me see here. Come on, Eli. Eli wants to get in the picture too. Let's see, news page. Let me go check on the live peeps. Make sure that they are getting in. I would hate it. All right. We're going to start in, let's say, 2 minutes. We're having these technical difficulties, but we're going to be right on in a second here. So 1 moment. This technology, boy. Video. Okay, video. All right, so the link that I emailed everybody, what do you guys see that at least? Okay. All right, so this is save, and then publish. Okay, and done. Jennifer, what is she saying?
Did she ever see you, Destin?
No, it just shows this. She said she saw my logo, and like at one point I could hear her, but now I can't even hear her.
I can hear you.
Like, why is this? Let me.
Okay. And
It sounds like the stuff is coming from the. They got some speakers.
Okay, crown.
There's a headphones though.
Okay, cool. So, we can see. I can see Robin. I don't see Deb, and I see Crown 1007. Say hi if we can hear you.
What's them bright speakers on this?
Where you see speakers?
Right here. One right there in that corner.
Well, where they plugged in though?
Probably in the back. Ashley, well, I mean, not Ashley.
Okay.
I turned the TV up.
We can hear you, so you can mute out because we can hear you.
Look, you can hear through these headphones. So they must got
You
it
know what?
set.
You need to plug the speakers up through your phone. You can hear?
We can hear you.
You can hear me,
Yes, we can hear you.
but you can't see me.
Crown 10:07. Okay. Let's see if we can get Cindy on.
What them rice krispies on there?
Okay, Destin Clan. Can the Destin Clan put yourselves on mute? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Look, you can hear through these headphones. So they must got.
You know what? The speakers are through your phone. You can hear?
We can hear you.
You can hear me,
Yes, we can hear you.
but you can't see me.
Crown 10:07. Okay. Let's see if we can get Cindy on.
What them rice krispies on there?
Okay, Destin Clan. Destin Clan, put yourselves on mute. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Look, you can hear through these headphones. So they must got.
You know what? The speakers are through your phone. You can hear?
We can hear you.
You can hear me,
Yes, we can hear you.
but you can't see me.
Crown 10:07. Okay, let's get started. Let's see if we can get Cindy on.
What them rice krispies on there?
Okay, Destin Clan, put yourselves on mute. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Look, you can hear through these headphones.
You know what? The speakers are through your phone. You can hear?
We can hear you.
You can hear?
We can hear you.
But you can't see me.
Crown 10:07. Okay, let's get started. Let's see if we can get Cindy on.
What them rice krispies on
Hello, Natalie and Miss KAITV and Crown. You guys say hi back if you can hear me.
Hi.
Wonderful.
Hi.
Okay.
Cindy.
All right. Who's this over here? Okay, wonderful. All right, we're gonna get started. So, Robin,
Yes.
can you see Robin?
I can see you.
Okay, Robin. Well, I can see you, but when you talk, I can't see you. So we're gonna dive right in, and whatever we haven't figured out, we're gonna figure it out, and everything. We're just gonna have a open conversation. I'm looking at 2 chat boxes here, one in Google Plus, and I'm looking at one here over in the lead pages. So they are all good to go. They can see us, they can hear us. So we'll just kind of, even if we have some background noise, just kind of mute it out if you can, and then we're gonna keep going. Okay? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, and then if I pause a little bit, it's because on the Google Plus side, it seems like it's really live. On this lead pages side, it looks like it may be a 1 or 2 minute delay. So even if you're talking or you're asking any kind of questions or anything like that, then you can definitely just pause a bit because there is a delay with the other people. All right, someone just said, can you guys see me? Let's see. Okay, got it. Daphne, can we say Daphne? No. No, we can't see you. No, how do I do this? Tell her no, we can't see her. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we're just gonna recap the 31 days and kind of you get an opportunity to ask me any kind of questions. before we get into questions, I want to start again with Robin and ask, what did you get from this experience, and kind of share your aha moments, because you did a really great job of like giving these amazing recaps every day. And so, you can kind of share with the group, your kind of from Boss Women and Boss Men Pray.
Well, a lot of my aha moments were I was going into business with someone, and I realized that it might not be the right partnership for me. So I went back to about 6 years ago. I started attempting to get my real estate license, and I just kind of threw it off to the side and didn't really. Anyway, long story short, I picked that back up, and so now I have 3 more classes to go before I can go and take my exam. And then just a lot of life lessons. It wasn't just for business, but there was a lot of life lessons in this book, just as far as relationships and your daily life and watching what you post on Facebook and those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So you got a lot of daily like lessons, life lessons in a.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, who do we have over here? All the way, I think that's Cindy over there. And Destin, we want to hear from your group since you have a group here. So, hey, Destin. We're talking to you, Destin.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, they can hear us, y'all, but not. Okay, hold on 1 second. Can you see us?
Yes, we can see you.
I can see.
Okay, they can see us.
Okay, talk. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so tell them about your experience, with the Boss Women Pray, and just kind of share whatever you want to
Y'all
share.
come in. Who want to go first?
Hey, Cashel.
Hi, guys. Good to see you. Can you hear me?
It's delayed. No.
Hey, Cashel.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Who's next? Keisha?
Hey, hi.
I think you got to put this on.
Experience. Oh, yeah, she want to know your experience.
So, Destin, ask the people that's watching, can they hear you? Okay, so tell them about your experience. With
It's not
the
playing?
Boss Women Pray, and just share
I can hear you.
Can you hear them on there? Ask them, can they hear you?
Can you hear us, Cashel?
Yes, I can.
She can.
Okay, show your experience.
Are you waiting on us, Cashel?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear your question.
Oh, no, I just wanted you to share your experience, what you got from the book, or, whatever it is that you want to share with everyone.
I want to say, Cashel, it was amazing. It was a 31-day transformation, and I'm truly blessed. My biggest thing that I well, the whole book was a blessing, but the procrastination, oh my God, you hit below the belt. And I have done better. And being a perfectionist about getting started, my thing was for my candle business, I just couldn't perfect that label like I wanted. But I found out that through your book that it's okay. I had to start somewhere, and I'm very pleased at the outcome.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
Awesome. Oh, God. Eli going crazy. Everybody going crazy. So, what else from your camp that want to share?
Hold on 1 second. I'll pass the mic.
Yeah, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Cashel?
I'm here. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm Keisha. I'm here with Justin.
Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Oh my God, you do not even understand. You clarified some things for me. You put things into perspective. I have been dealing with a whole lot of things, and you brought it all together. But what I love is that you brought it together through God's word. So if he said it, I believe it. And he used you he used you to show us where it's at in the Bible, references where you can go straight to what you need quickly.
Yeah.
So that was so amazing. And I'm a work in progress, and I'm a boss on the way.
I love that. I love that.
Hold on just a second.
How does this work? Lisa?
You just put I guess you have to start talking.
Hello, Michelle?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Good.
This is Lachey.
Okay.
I'm part of Destin's group also.
Okay.
I think it helped me more so as starting off as the failing part. I think it was so much of a fail just to put anything out there and to say, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna run with it. If God said it, then I'm gonna run with it. So the failure part, and more so repairing relationships, building relationships, those types of things, the ABCs that really help, not just in a business perspective, but also in a personal perspective as far as relationships. So I thank you for that most of all.
Good. Yeah, that was what Robin was saying, that it helped personally and with prayer at the same time. Yeah. That's good.
Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh. What's that? Okay, we're gonna take a little break. We got will somebody needs to mute out with that background noise? Did someone need to mute out? Okay. We see your beautiful pictures, Cindy and Cashel, but we're gonna go to Daphne here since we see Daphne. Now, Daphne, tell us about your group experience. Uh-oh. It keeps kicking her out. So, what about you, Cashel, or you, Cindy? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me at all?
Michelle, can you hear me? This is Cindy. I can hear you, but it's going slow.
Okay, and so I can hear you. So tell me about your experience. You also have done a great job with your daily recaps and different things like that. So tell me about your experience. Cindy, are you there? Uh-oh. You got kicked out. What about you, Cashel? Are you there? Uh-oh. And this is crazy. Everybody's getting kicked off. Well, I see Danielle. Danielle, introduced by Danielle, the salon owner who does your hair. And you guys are going hard. And let's see. She says, I'm driving home, so I'm not on camera. But when it comes to my turn, I want to know, I was introduced to you by Danielle, who is a salon owner and does my hair. So, hey, Danielle, I started midway when advised me that I was going to want to finish writing my book after reading yours, despite how hard and emotional it was. She is absolutely right. Life lessons, overall increase in faith, passion, vision, and has been result. And she's on day 4, so that's pretty cool. Hey, Jennifer. Now I see you. Cindy, I see you.
I'm sorry, it just dropped me off the call.
Okay, so Cindy, you go ahead, and then Jennifer can go ahead, because now I see you, Jennifer.
Hey. So I was saying that when I first got the book, I took it to the gym with me, and I started to read it while I was on the elliptical machine. And I didn't get through the first chapter before I like just came to tears. Like I literally started crying because it was that cathartic, and I had to get off the elliptical machines. I felt like people were staring, but I literally started crying when I read the first chapter, and I was like, this is it. Like I needed permission to have this book. So at least that was what kept me going. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my God, that is so awesome. So what's your favorite chapter? What's been like your takeaway, or
I will say the social media one was one of my favorites, and then also the one that talked about the procrastination. I don't know, they were all good. They were all good, but definitely the social media one was good, and the finding your authenticity and purpose, like that was helpful for me to be okay with me making this transition in my life. So those two are probably my favorite.
Good. So this is why I'm so excited about the whole and the Destin crew. You guys just wave if you can hear me, right? Just wave at me. You don't have to go off mute, but just wave and I can see you. Okay, cool. I just wanted to check on y'all. All right, so this is what was so cool about this book is that it is like what I like to call a modern day revival. You know what I mean? Like it's just like people think that they cannot go to God, or they can't do things the way that they should, or they can't seek God because of personal issues or personal walk or whatever the case may be. And then so we kind of secretly pray, and Eli's going crazy. It's something more interesting to him outside. But but Jennifer, while we have you, you tell us about your experience.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think that this book came at that moment when I was either going to break out of my shell or stay in my shell forever. This book definitely helped me, not just in business, but definitely helped strengthen the beginning of my coming back to God. I had walked away from God many years ago, and I had begun to come back, and then this book came, and it helped me understand that it was okay to have a drive and a passion in business and still glorify God with it. And I can do both at the exact same time. And ever since, I accepted that and I started reading the book, and, I've been reading it with a couple of friends, every single day, every single chapter hit on something that was already happening or something that was about to happen, to the point where it was just like, oh my gosh, like could you get out of my life, Michelle? Could you stop peeping through my windows or something? Like, I don't know what you're doing, but you too much in my business. So it was just revelation for me. And every day, I can't tell you that there was one chapter better than the other, because every single day there was a nugget to take away. And just for me, it was knowing that I can have complete and total faith in God and have a prosperous and thriving business all at the same time, and not feel bad for charging for my services, or not feel bad for wanting a successful business.
I muted out. That's exactly what I was saying. Is that if people, I want people to give them permission to have a drive, because I think you said something very key, Jennifer. A lot of people kind of disassociate ambition and serving God. It's kind of like it's kind of an oxymoron. People don't know how to have that fine line of I'm a follower of Christ, but then I hustle hard at the same time, or that I'm a boss, but I love God. That whole thing. So that's what I wanted to convey in this book, is that people, we cry about our business all the time. We pray about our business all the time. But it's like we do it in secret, because we feel like, they don't go together. The two don't go together. That ambitious part of our lives, and then the prayer part of our lives. And so that's why I wanted to marry the two and say this is the will of God for our lives, is that we be successful. It's God's will that we be successful. And I always think about, like, how is it that as Christians or believers or whatever, the case may be, and we have all these tools, and we have all this scripture, and we have all of this that the world doesn't have. Why is it that we are not running the world? Why are we not the bosses of the world? We have everything that we need, right? So,
Right.
you know, I'm glad that you said that. And then a lot of people have said that they have come back to God after this book, and I think that's why I said it's like a little modern day revival, because I wanted, even with the campaign that I did for the photo shoot, I wanted it to be so diverse to where somebody saw themselves in one of those people, and they, even if they may know or have a judgment or about their life, then they can see themselves and say, I can do this. It's okay. You know, I got guys wearing Boston and Pray T-shirts to the club, and then ended up having a conversation about God. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's become cool to praise God. You know, and that's what I'm really enjoying about this whole thing as well. Who else do we have on the line? I know Keshel. It's actually another Keshel. He spells her name Keshel, and she's in the Bahamas, and she got kicked off, and Daphne got kicked off. So we're waiting on them to join back. But anybody else have anything to say until they come back on? Anybody? Anybody want to say anything? Anyone want to ask me any questions?
We over here have Mr. Shouting.
What's that?
How did you write?
Huh? Come on. What now? What's the question? I want to say hi to you guys. So he's saying hi. Now, what was the question? I think somebody was asking me something. And then ask something in the chat if you like as well. We have some background noise. Maybe we need to mute. Okay. Somebody, I don't know who it was asking me a question.
I think it was Destin's group, but it looks like they're muted.
Okay. Destin group, will you guys ask me a question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Kelly, I just tried to type a question to you.
Oh, what was the best part about this journey for you? Writing it or the 31 days? You know what? I guess the best part for me was I set out to pre-record all of the 31 days. I was going to try to be very organized and very strategic, and because I had the capability where I could just sit, maybe take 2 to 3 days and record all of the daily audios and then schedule them to actually go out. And so I found that didn't work. I found that I was too going on this journey with you guys, and it was my daily ritual was to record and then call my mom, and we listened to it together, and then she give me her feedback, and then I post it and I send it out. So it started off where I was going to record all these things ahead of time, and then I was going to send them out. But what ended up happening is it was like a journey for me. It changed me in a way to where it made me look deeper into the subjects that I wrote, and then it gave me the opportunity to kind of listen to what you guys were posting on the day and kind of seeing how you were processing it, the things that were coming up for you, the things that you were going through, and it helped me to kind of write everything to you each and every day, or to say the things that I needed to say to you each and every day. So that was kind of, I guess, the great part of this journey for me, is that I got to kind of really walk this thing out with you guys every single day. Anybody else have a question?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have a question? Okay. I got it. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Destin Group, y'all have a question over there? Jennifer, Robin, questions?
Michelle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we have one child. It's my sister-in-law, and right now she's dealing with the fact of reaching. I want you to speak on this topic. She's dealing with reaching her goal and being distant from God because she's not able to attend church as much as she was able to attend before she graduated, and now she's interning and working, and it's just very hard for her to continue in her ministries at church.
Okay, so you're saying that what was the initial question? Is that she feels like she's gonna what was the initial question?
She's feeling that time. Speak on time and balance and feeling distant from God in church.
Okay, so it sounds like and she's working in ministry.
At the church, yes, but she's been, because of her work and her goals, she's trying to reach a goal that she hasn't been able to work in church lately.
Okay. And because she hasn't worked in church, she feels far from God?
She feels distant from church.
I can't hear you.
I'm a type.
Hello? Okay, you're gonna type it. No, I got the gist what you're saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer you. That I guess the reason why, Justin, I kept repeating it and trying to understand it because I was asking, were you really saying that she feels distance from God because she can't go to church? Is that kind of the general question here? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. If you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so the thing is this, is that I used to try, listen, this is what I hope you get from this whole experience, on top of a lot of other things, is that you need to start having a relationship with God on your own. I mean, in church, the Bible tells us that fellowship is good for the soul, that we're supposed to fellowship at church. But I want us to stop getting into this mindset that because we're not in a facility, that we don't follow God or we're not close to God and that we don't hear God. I want you to really, and so this is how this all came about, right? Because I kind of was in this situation where I was hustling hard and all of that, and I used to be like a church fanatic. Okay. So the thing is, I was a church fanatic. I was in church, I was working in ministry, doing whatever, and I loved it. I loved it, but I thought that was my assignment and different things like that. And then when I had this period where I stopped going to church, right? And I stopped going to church because I got sick of church people. Let's just go ahead and keep it real here. I got sick of church people. I got sick of going to church because when I go to church, I get real serious about church. Like I get serious about the word. I went to Bible college, so I'm very particular about the scripture being right and not just something for you to holler and it just be, that kind of thing. So I period where, I just went through this period where I didn't want to go. And it said that Cindy muted me. Cindy, quit muting me. So, but I didn't go because I wanted more. I wanted more from God. I wanted more from my studies. So I started watching a lot of streaming television. I started watching a lot of online preachers, and I started studying my word, and I got more in depth with God. And I'm not suggesting this. I'm not by any means, recommending this, but this was my walk. Because I got more closer to God in my living room doing that, because I became like this just diehard study of the Bible and what does God really want, and not getting all convoluted of what it looks like or what church should look like and all of that. So I say that to say that I got closer to God than ever before in my living room doing my own study, putting on praise and worship and just praising God. No one's looking at me. If I'm crying and I'm worshiping, nobody's like, what's wrong with her? She must be going through, all of that. I completely had to eliminate all that, and I developed something that made me be able to write this book so effortlessly. You understand what I'm saying? So that's an excuse. So you got, just your relationship with God and where your growth in God. It is water in the church, but I believe it happens at home. But it's water in church. So that's an excuse. And we need to stop walking in excuses not to do what we need to do. Does that answer your question? Hey, Daphne. We're gonna hear from Daphne before we lose you. So Daphne, you're
okay.
You're sharing with us before we lose.
I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, hold on. There you go. All right, we're gonna put you up. And
okay, and there's a lag. So
okay.
Before I get kicked off again, I think the biggest thing for me was, y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, when Cashel said, I don't remember which day it was.
Now she is frozen. Does anybody else see that?
Yeah, she's frozen.
Daphne, you're frozen. Okay. Oh, Daphne. Oh, now she's gone again. Okay. All right. So, anybody else want to, so we got Danny girl over here, Danielle. And, oh, I love you too, Crown 1007. All right. And see everything, Cashel, you're such a blessing, which is causing a ripple effect. My mind is so peaceful from your coaching. I just want to say thank you. Oh, thank you so much. That's sweet. That's cool. So what do you guys take from this movement? Tell me your thoughts on this movement.
Kelly, Cashel, can you
For
repeat
me,
that?
Okay, I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm saying, what do you guys see for this movement? How do you see it progressing, and how do you see it? And just anything you want to share. And I think Jennifer was speaking.
I mean, I totally see this movement taking over. I see, people really coming together, because I just know within my circle, those of us who have read it, we said this morning, like, it doesn't feel the same without Cashel talking to me this morning, So, I definitely see this movement spreading through, and I just see for you doing a tour of the movement. You got your event coming up in Texas, but I see you going from city to city, and really, those of us who've taken this journey already, being the cheerleaders and being the flags for this movement, just growing beyond bounds. Because, even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not trying to build a company, you need this movement anyway. I think there are some principles in this movement that everybody needs. Social media, everybody needs that. Building great relationships, everybody needs that. You know what I'm saying? And people need to learn to pray and get out there and make it happen, and be in faith that what you prayed for, you're getting, and you need to do the work now. So I see the movement growing leaps and bounds.
Awesome.
I agree with her. I'm hoping that either Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey reach out to you so that you can be.
Girl,
on that store, or maybe Tyler will do a movie inspired by your book.
I've been praying that prayer. Trust me. I was like, look here, Oprah and Tyler, come on, because we need this.
You need to be like Tyler needs to write a movie about this, and whoever's starring in the movie, they need to have a change in their life because they read this book. Like I see it. Like when she said, like, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to get something from this book. There were so many things that were in your book that, you know, as a school principal, I started thinking like I need some of my kids to hear this, you know. And so a couple of my kids would come over and they were helping me with Cindy's Closet stuff. And from your book, like I would.
We can't see you, but we see one little cheek. There
okay,
you go.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk on my cell phone because my computer acted up. But what I was saying is that I had a couple of my kids here during the summer helping me with my Cindy's Closet stuff. And when I would pick them up to bring them over here, I would play your audio on my Bluetooth in my car just so that they could hear it, because I work with a lot of underprivileged kids that, you know, will never have conversations with other people like this. And you know, I just started thinking, like, regardless if you have your own business or not, you have so many teachable moments in that book that I like literally started talking to my kids about what they were putting on social media.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's definitely a movement that goes beyond just people who are owning their own business or even trying to get out in their own business. There's just so many teachable moments in there that I just feel like even kids could benefit from. Like I literally started thinking about doing a book club with some of my kids about some of the pieces that were in your book.
Yeah. I actually had a girlfriend that her daughter is very entrepreneurial. Rather, she does pageants, she does all this stuff, and her and her kids were reading Boss Women Pray Together. She has a son and she has a daughter, and they would read it all together. And her kids were kind of following the principles too. So, you know, I'm coming up with some T-shirts to say Boss Boys Pray, Boss Girls Pray, Boss Teens Pray, that kind of thing. And because it's become like a family thing for a lot of families, they're reading it together.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Robin, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, like before I'm a treasury assistant now, but before I was a service manager at Wells Fargo, and I was like, man, I wish I would have had this book when I was a service manager, because it was so much that I took from this book that I probably could have taken there to the girls that I was managing at the bank, because it's so many different ways for you to get clients. And I kind of related it back to when I related it back to, you know, we had to meet sales goals at Wells Fargo, and I was like, man, had I had this book back then, we would have did really, really, really well if I could have implemented some of these things. So it's a great book, and it's not, like everyone was saying, it's not just for if you have your own business, but I mean just life, you know, the jobs you're on now, if you know that's your choice to continue working for someone else, but it's so much you can incorporate into like all walks of life. It's awesome. It's like it's changed my life, really, it has. Like even like I said earlier, my Facebook post, like I get irritated when I see people posting about haters and this, and it's like, oh, just shut up. Like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I've deleted some people because it's like I don't want it. I don't want that energy even around me.
Yeah. It becomes very distracting. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to laugh, and we don't like to see little funny, but it just becomes very like, come on, man, like is this all you think about? This is why, and then this is why you're on social media complaining about your job, complaining about what you don't like. If you need to start spending your energy on something else, then you probably wouldn't have those issues, you know?
And that's the thing. I've come to the realization, you know, when people are complaining, it's like, okay, well, are you going to change it? Do you have plans in place to change it? Because if not, then you're just complaining. You're just complaining to be complaining. So either do something to change it or shut up about it, basically.
Yeah. I'm asking the people over here, do they have any questions for me? Someone said, I agree with Danielle, of course. Please read. I said a couple of messages ago. Okay, so this is what she said. I'm gonna read her messages. A couple things. She said she blah 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 blah. Despite how hard it was, she was at life lessons. Okay, not sure if I'm on camera, but I can definitely hear the call. The whole book was confirmation for me on so many levels, especially day 24, overcoming the 4Ds. This has been an awesome experience. I'm also reading Pretty Painful. Oh, good. Which has also had many confirmations as well. And so somebody else said day 24, like Natalie said, was a hard hitter for me as well. I shared that audio with so many, whether they are reading the book or not. Same for the day 30's audio. So much of what you say can be moving, whether or not we have the book. The audio makes people want to know more. Inspired even the unfaithful people in my life. That's awesome. From the friend between jobs to the friend forced to give up a child, they have helped. Even if only for a day, hour, or moment. The audios are what made me know I needed to get the book, start over, and spread the word. So if you remember, I have been on IG and Twitter all day, excited because you and Alex Hell responded to me. Yes, whether aspiring business owner or not, everyone with a mission to hear what you have to say, in my opinion. Okay, that's awesome. And then somebody else said, I haven't figured out how to use this. I did see everyone chatting, and I love it. Michelle, you were such a blessing, which is causing a ripple effect. My mind is so peaceful from your coach. Okay, I read that already. So, all right, cool. That's what they're writing over in the live section over here, guys. That they're being blessed by the audios, and some of them have listened to the audio and have bought the book after the audio, and then that is blessing some people. So that's pretty cool stuff.
Keisha has something to say. I have a question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
So, this is an amazing experience, to say the least. My question to you is, I'm so used to having that passion in my ear from you and how you go on a rant and then you bring it down. And it keeps me moving. So from here, you know, a lot of times we can say, oh, it was good, we did this, I learned this, but it's still kind of hard to get out of your everyday routine.
Okay.
So, do you have something in mind that's going to kind of intermittently keep us motivated?
Yeah, I do. And I don't know if you heard it on day 30. I mentioned that I'm going to start a site called bossespray.com. And so on bossespray.com, I would love to get some, feedback from you guys as to how that can be a beneficial membership site for you. Because that was my exact thing, Keisha, is that how can I stay? Because I woke up the next day like, oh crap, I missed them. Like I missed talking to them. Like, I woke up and was like, I was telling my mom was like, man, we missed this. Like, we did this 31 days straight every single day, and we miss it. So I definitely am thinking of how can I kind of keep, even if it's somewhere where you go to the site and it keeps you kind of up to date, if you will, to where you can log on and maybe I can record some stuff, something I can send out. I don't know, but I would love some ideas from you guys. Because I don't want to think that, I'm being all that great when I just, I miss communicating with you guys.
Well, I think that you're so connected to the spirit that, like the other lady said before, okay, you all up in my business. How you know this going on with me? And you don't even know us.
Yeah.
How God has used you. So I think that when you go off the top like that, off the top of your brain or whatever you're feeling,
yeah,
that is genuine. That's passion.
Yeah.
And whoever needs to be touched by what you have to say will be touched.
Right. Amen. Amen. Yeah, I told you I really was planning to write some stuff out and type it and record it, but I from day 1 to day 31, I didn't write one note. I just hit record and just talk.
Because you slammed me against the wall so many times, I was like, oh, wait a minute. So this is calling. It really, really is.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm just kind of like, and I think you guys know that by now, especially Destin's group and all of them over there. They know by now. It's just like it doesn't serve you for me to sugarcoat stuff. It doesn't serve anybody for us to play games. Like let's quit playing games here. Like let's get to what's going on and deal with it. And I'm kind of like, if I can make somebody better by being honest, then it's fine. I don't care about hurting your feelings. You'll get over it. It'll be a little sting, but you'll be all right.
But you do apologize.
Yeah, you.
Stop it. Just stop it. Get off your butt.
Hey.
Definitely wanted to tell you, you know, that one day that you dedicated to me, I don't care what you say, that was for me. I definitely was touched by it. I actually let my grandson, who's only 2 months old, listen to your audios when I have him with me. So he's a Cashel fan too.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, I gotta do something because it's become a thing. And I can't deny that it's become a thing. So you know, I'm definitely open to all of you guys' suggestions on how we can just keep this very strong and you know, we can make it a strong movement, because I think it just hasn't touched the surface. Like we're just on the cusp of what it's doing. You know what I mean? And I really believe that. I really believe that.
I think everybody should be saving their money, because I think we're going to be on like Oprah's TV show. I know she's going to have a show, but we're going to be somewhere soon. So they can jump on the plane and meet you there.
Oh, you know what? Yes, but for now, everybody needs to come on the 6th. If you're in you need to be there on the 6th if you're in Houston. And what I'm gonna do for everybody that listens to this and they get their ticket by Friday for the 6th for Dream, Pray, Hustle, I am going to give you a free 45-minute coaching call. If you get your ticket by Friday, it's Friday.
Okay. All right, we're in. That's awesome.
Come to the event. You get a free 45-minute one-on-one with me. And yeah, we're gonna make some stuff happen. I want to take advantage of you guys being fired up. And then while I'm talking about that, we have a winner for the live transformation, and I'm giving away a free admission and a live transformation. And I actually had 2 businesses that was a tie, but I had to be a woman of my word and give away one. So the person that has won the live transformation for September 6th is, drum roll, I cannot say her name. Wait a minute, I gotta find it. I was trying to practice saying it. Well, I can't say it. Her name is, I'm going to spell it. How about that? Because I don't want to mess this up. Sophereran. Miss Britt. Miss Britt, you are our winner. And I think she's over here in this room. And the other person that I would like to give our to is Jana Lewis Perez. She doesn't get to come to the event for free, but if she buys a ticket to come to the event on the 6th, Miss Jana Lewis Perez, I'm going to give her a 2-hour strategy session for her and her partner. Did y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all say congratulations to us. Y'all be
Congratulations!
We don't have to know to be happy for them. So Rapping Chemist says, thank you for your inspiration. You made me put my focus on starting my science. Day 24 has moved me to overcome my fear and becoming more clear on my goals. Wonderful. That's the Rapping Chemist. Okay, we got a question. I have questions about tips for self-publishing and anything you can suggest on anything I should avoid as a first-time writer. Also, I hope we can do this again and appreciate how approachable and connected you are. If you have a preferred way of communication, please advise, and I'd love to stay in touch. So, all right, this is a thing. Oh my God, that's me. She just heard her name. Girl, she's spelling the name out again like I can say it. I still can't say it. Miss Britt. Sofarina. Sofarina? Is that it? Sofarina? Sofarina. Something like that. Okay. Sofarina. All right, so that's congratulations to you. To answer the question about the self-publishing, I am actually almost done with the program. It's called Stop Talking, Start Writing. It's going to be an online program for you for people that want to write a book. It's going to take you from step A all the way to creating your own movement. And this is how we talk right now. Hey, that brings up a question. So she just asked, can we do this again? So Destin Group, is this something that you'll be interested in, Google Hangouts?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. So what about you, Jennifer and Robin and Cindy?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, just kind of structure. I just want to be of service to you because to be honest with you, I had no idea this is going to be what it is. I mean, I was just like, I just want to write a book and, hopefully some people will read it. That's kind of was my thought. Like, I knew that Sophia Rihanna. She broke it down for me. Sophia Rihanna. Sophia, okay, I got you, Miss Britt. Okay, so, whatever I could do to be of assistance to you guys, because I see the movement, I see that a tour needs to happen, I see that, all of that needs to happen to make this what it's supposed to be, because even though it's everywhere, we got a group in Chicago, we got a group in Atlanta. I think they're at the Barnum and Bailey's of the hair show, so they're not on. But we have a really big group in, of course, Destiny's group, Daphne's group. They're from all over. She keeps getting kicked off. They have groups from all over. So it's definitely it's doing something, and and I thank you guys for spreading the word and for you sharing with other people, because it's becoming infectious and contagious, and the other people are getting exactly what they need because of you essentially. And so I thank you for that, because it's not about me, and it's just not. It's about you and you getting what you need from this movement and from this book. And so I know that there's much more for me to do, and just tell me what I need to do and we can make it happen.
Cashel.
Yeah.
May I share Daphne's story since she keeps getting
Sure, absolutely.
My friend Daphne, she keeps getting kicked off, unfortunately. But when she started this book, deep down before that, she wanted to start a group about marriage. How to help your marriage, how to not always fuss and fight, and to get through life, because marriage is hard. It's hard work. And so just on August the 1st, she started a SoundCloud. Exactly, she copied off of you, but she's using her own purpose, and she's doing it for 30 days, and it's going well. Initially, she only wanted 30 members. I made member number 30.
Yes, I remember.
As of now, she has 62 members, and she has her audios, and they're very good, and she gives homework assignments, and it's going really, really well for her.
Oh, man, where is she?
I just texted her and told her I was going to share her story, because she keeps getting kicked off.
Okay, I'm going to try one more time to put her on here, because she has a really big group of women from all over.
From Hawaii.
Hawaii, from Colorado, North Carolina, South Carolina, they're from all over, and they have been really, really touching me in their private Facebook group, and they share a lot. They share a lot in their Facebook group. They've been really getting a lot from this experience, and it's been very cool to watch. So I hope that she gets to, like, even as we wrap up, get to say something. Is there anyone else that has a question for me before we wrap up in a sec? Or anything that you'd like to share or say, or anything at all?
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's that? Oh, there you are. Jennifer Pink. I love your name, by the way. Jennifer
Thank you,
Pink.
Michelle. You really made a difference, so thank
That's
you so
that
much.
branding, you know.
Yeah, that's great branding. Great branding, Jennifer Pink.
Well, I thank you because you have helped me change my mindset on business. I see my business totally different now than I did before. At first, it was just a hobby.
Yeah.
I was just a hard worker. I wasn't a boss. But now I'm on my way to becoming a boss. And as I told you, I was off for 11 days reading your book and the Proverbs 31 days. It made me so uncomfortable to go back to work that Monday. So I know that thanks to you and God, I am on the right path to becoming the best boss ever.
Yes. I have seen you, Destin, like your mindset change ever since I've met you. Like you have just your conversation's different. It's more authoritative. It's more thinking clear and concise, and it's just like, yeah. I've seen the change in you. So that's pretty cool. That's been pretty cool to watch from you, and then how everybody else in your group, everybody else is changed as well. Like everybody else is kind of their language. You know how you kind of follow people, you see people on social media, and you read their stuff, right? And you kind of glaze over it a little bit, but then now it's like you guys, I see your conversations changing, and it's almost as if you grab my attention with this, and not the stuff not even the stuff that you're posting about Boss Women Pray. It's just the other stuff that you started posting. It's more bossy, I guess. It's just more purposeful. It's more just kind of focused and driven, and your personalities are coming out more. I feel like I can get a sense of who you are a little better with your posting and that kind of thing. And so I think mindsets have definitely been changing.
Most definitely.
One thing I wanted to piggyback on what Jessica was saying about the whole boss thing. I think a lot of times we do think because we work so hard and we make our own money, that constitutes us being a boss.
Yeah.
Having to resolve conflict. Think about having to really foster the right relationships and the good relationships, being authentic, letting your light shine to give other people permission for theirs to shine. That's not easy. So you think about those characteristics and you're like, okay, I don't think I'm really a boss just yet.
No, you're busy. You're not a boss. You're busy.
You threw me against the wall a whole lot of times. Okay, I work hard, but I'm trying to be a boss. You know, I'm to handle my business. Way. At the end of the day, I can say I really did take care of that situation in a really good way. I wasn't afraid because there was conflict there. Because that's a big thing to be able to be a business owner, or even in a friendship. Something comes up and you handle a conflict in a nice way so that no one feelings get hurt, because you do want to respect other people's feelings with your decision and your opinion. Because 9 times out of 10 it's just that. But a lot of times we stray away from that. And I think that's a really, really big thing for businesses, for friendships, for relationships. is to really handle the conflict so that you can handle what's going on and move on and don't let those things fester. Because
Yeah.
it cause a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
Set of issues. So I'm telling you, girlfriend, you are. You don't even understand.
And you know what's so funny is that my mom was like, "How did you come up with all those topics?" You know, and I said, "You wouldn't believe it or not, I came up with all the topics. I came up with 45 topics, right? 45 topics or 47 or something like that. And I wrote them like in 5 minutes, because I thought about when I was writing a book, when I was thinking about writing a book, I was like, what is the stuff that overwhelms us as business owners that we never talk about, that we can't even tell people about, you know, that we can't even share with people? And I just started typing them, on my phone. And I was like, but I needed to be kind of trendy. I needed to be brand, it had to have brand equity, so 31 days was more brandable, you know what I mean? Like people can get that. So then I cut the subjects down to 31 days. Some of them I combined them together. Like you hear, you kind of see that I kind of combined two different things in once. It was because it was another chapter. But it's I think that all of what you just said, Keisha, is that we don't handle things properly, and we don't handle things in a boss situation. We handle them in our own limited ability and with character flaws. So we handle things the same way that we handle people out on the street or just bad friendships or just things that we haven't learned, when you have to learn to be the bigger person, the better person, to maintain your reputation at all times. And sometimes that's hard when you know that somebody's doing you wrong and you want to kind of go off. I mean, even with personal situations, right? And you know, you go through personal things. You can't even handle your personal stuff the way that you used to, because you can't have people out in these streets talking about you in some kind of way. You know, you can't do things the way that you used to do. Like I had a girlfriend that's, you know, she's very popular. She's, you know, doing her thing, and people know her, and she's, you know, she's brand recognizable, all that kind of stuff. And then she said, called me the other morning, and it was like, you know, some old, you know, janky stuff with a dude, and didn't know he had a fiance. I just something real. I said, look here, you cannot handle that the way that you used to handle that. You run and you protect your brand, because you don't want that woman having an opportunity to say, yeah, she out here doing X, Y, and Z, but I can't get her to leave my man alone. You know, whatever the case may be, you just can't operate. That's not a boss move. Bosses don't get caught up in little drama, little bitty little stuff like that. You rise above all of that kind of stuff. That's what being a boss is. Bosses don't have confrontation with people that don't matter. You don't get snippy and give people the ammo to say anything bad about you. You know how to fix things. You know how to take care of your finances instead of impressing people that don't matter anyway. Just all of this mindset that needs to change around being a boss is that you don't operate like normal people. Period. A boss is not a normal person at all. We're not normal. So we can't act normal and get caught up in little stupid stuff in life, because you'll never be where you need to be, because you have no idea of how that stuff just stops you in life, because it's all in your head. You can't even process, and that's why, like, the 4Ds and all of these different things are important, because you can't really even process pain the same way as everybody else, because you know you have to learn the lesson in everything that you do, because everything is a lesson, everything is a teachable moment. Everything is, you know, to work something out in you. And if you know that you're a boss and you're on the road towards success, you understand that everything about you is teaching you or preparing you for that next level. everything that goes on in your life. It may seem like everything hitting the fan. It's only to better you and to make and prepare you for your next level. It doesn't, sometimes it doesn't feel like a teachable moment, but it always is. It always is. And you know.
Yeah, see, we're gonna miss this right here. This is what I'm talking about right here.
we got Daphne. We're gonna come back to that. Come on, we got Daphne back. Okay, Daphne, please stay with us. All right. Okay, go before you leave us.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. You can take those off.
Okay.
Maybe.
You want me to talk? Yeah. All of y'all are like in slow motion. I can't.
Oh, she's froze again.
Oh.
Okay. Well, just jump in. Look, if you hear me, just jump on in whenever you can. And, you know, just jump in because she's frozen there. But, yeah, she's gone. All right, so, you know, but that's my issue. Look, so what do you guys have to say about that? Cindy, Robin?
About what?
About what I just said.
Oh.
But whatever I just said. Destin Group, what do you guys have to say? There's Destin.
I couldn't hear, Kashelle, I couldn't hear that last thing. It went out.
Okay, Daphne, go ahead. Jump in.
Okay. God doesn't give us our dreams to put them on layaway. Don't quit being scared. Do what He calls you to do. I started writing my marriage book that God's been calling me to write for 5 years. I started a Facebook group. I didn't think anybody would join. I'm up to almost 70 women. I have been I said that they're convicted by the Holy Spirit. So quit being scared.
Yeah. Quit being scared. So tell us about tell us about everybody in your group and how they're we were saying how they're all over the place and the world, not all over the place, but all over the world. And tell us how they have been blessed by the movement. Oh. Okay, we're gonna go back to Destin's group because y'all was saying something.
Yeah, we need Bosses University. Can you hook that up, please?
Bosses University. I love that.
Bosses University. We ready to sign up.
Yes,
I'm telling you, like, I'm serious. I get so sick and tired of people talking about they are boss, but it's like, what? You're not no boss.
broke it down to us. You done broke us all the way down.
You rise above things. But seriously, you are in Boss University every day of your life, and you just gotta know you're in it. You gotta know that you're in school. Like, just like sometimes you think, why is this happening? Why is this, and you don't understand stuff, but it's happening for a purpose, and it's just like it's just preparing you for where God is taking you, and you got to be grateful for the lessons for sure.
Definitely, and one thing that really hit home with me is when you said, I don't remember what day because I was just receiving, but you said that you want, a lot of times you wonder like, okay, I've been through this, okay, now I'm about to start crying. Don't cry. Okay, so you've gone through all these things and you wonder, why haven't I broke down? Like, I've done that. I'm like, okay, at what point am I going to go in this bathroom and just break all the way down? And it just never happened because... Don't cry, Keisha. All right.
Aww. It's okay. Well, while Keisha's collecting her stuff, they're agreeing with you guys over here in the chat. They said those are such powerful words you're speaking. Bosses are not normal. Those are powerful words. Sometimes I tend to get caught up with my personal things at home to where it completely throws me off track. I tend to get very discouraged at times. Do you have any words for that? And somebody says, yes, Bosses University. So, but you know what's so funny? Let's see. So let me share this with you guys. 1 second. So what? Keep going. I'm listening, Keisha. Okay, so listen. My first book, right, is called Pretty Painful. It looks like this. This is Pretty Painful. That's my first book. And so it's what you just said, it made me think about Pretty Painful. And there's a chapter. It's chapter 5, right? And this is what it says, Keisha. The chapter is called I'm Hurt, but I Forgot to Cry. And it says, we women all love a good cry every now and then, right? I mean, a good old-fashioned steady stream of tears. One of those the world is doing me wrong wails and can lend a healing remedy in its own way. And while there's nothing wrong with a good cry every now and then, I need to ask you this. What happens after the tears have dried and the moment has passed? We still have to wipe our tears and move on with life. I wonder if lasting change will ever occur after all those tears have been shed. Have we really conquered the beast issues within us, or are we fooling ourselves again? So I remember not that long ago, I was driving home one day with all the problems I had in my life. I was looking forward to doing nothing more than getting home and having myself one big pity party. And I'm talking about a serious tears, y'all. I looked forward to releasing all of the heartache, pain, and down home, plain old misery that life threw my way. So I arrived home, put down all of my things. There I was, finally able to do the one thing I've been planning to do all day, which is cry. I hurt so badly. There was nothing else to do but cry. Cry, then something happened. Something so life-changing and powerful happened that I simply forgot to cry. I don't use that word to mean that I somehow developed selective amnesia concerning the pain that I was enduring. No, I could still clearly feel the hurt. I just forgot to cry. Why? Because I began to think about a wonderful transformation happening inside of me, and the joy of that transforming new life outweighed the hurt of my present circumstance. And I'm talking about having a relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ. That was the key for me. So I said I forgot that He was the reason alone that though I still hurt, I forgot to cry. So the unconditional love He showered outweighed the depths of my sorrow and shame. So I sat alone in the room that day, and I offered all that I had left to thank Him for His grace and mercy, and I thanked Him for His love, and I thanked Him for restoring hope and purpose to my life. So sometimes you hurt, but you forget to cry because you know that you're the better for it.
Everybody crying. Everybody crying.
Because because it's gonna be okay. You know, it absolutely is gonna be okay. And then we're not exempt from crying. You know what I'm saying? Like we just like I said, we just have to know that it's developing us. And even if you gotta cry, so what? It's developing something in you. And sometimes you just cry because you don't understand something. Like why is this happening, and why is this person doing this to me, or what am I doing wrong? And then you start to ask yourself, what can I do better? What can I do to better myself, and that kind of thing. And if you know that you've done everything that you can as it relates to another person, then that's what it is. And joy, weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning, right? And we just gotta stick it out sometimes, and we can't, just let things bother us and get us down, but know that we know that God is working everything out in our good, everything out in our favor. It's gonna work out. It's a fixed fight. We're gonna win. So, you know what I mean? It's a fixed fight. So it's like, that's just like if you watch the fight, if you forgot to watch Mayweather and all of this, you had to work, I don't know, you saw the fight, and then you go and you hear everybody on Facebook talk about how Mayweather won and blah blah blah, and then you go and watch it because you recorded on DVR. What are you gonna get all nervous about for when you already know he won? I mean, you already know the man won. It just you getting all tripped up about how you got there, and it doesn't make sense. And so that's sometimes we get tripped up on the journey, and it's just we already know we're gonna win this thing if you stay the course, right? So that's just what we have to do. That's exactly what we have to do. So over here, we had a question. I hope I answered that question. Said she says personal things at home where it completely throws me off track, and I tend to get very discouraged. We kind of talked about that in some of the chapters. Is that the devil knows what he can use against you, because what may be my battle is not your battle, and vice versa. So you got to be keen to the enemy's devices. What that scripture means is that you got to know how the devil fights you. And if you know how the devil fights you, then you can be prepared in the future. So, you know, when you say I sometimes get caught up with personal things at home, that kind of says to me that you always get caught up on the same thing, and you keep going around the same mountain. You know, and if you can't keep going around the same mountain expecting to get out of the wilderness. This is kind of like they in the wilderness for 40 days. You got to decide to get up out of that thing, because that's where the devil attacks you in your personal life and if your home life. So you got to change your perspective on how you see things and say, you know, this is what trips me up. So I'm not going to let that bother me anymore. So I know my what God kind of, you know, what the devil, fights me with. I know those issues just to knock me down, or whatever case may be. And I can be transparent with you guys. And I used to be in a relationship. I was so like I'm such a planner, if you will. It was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and get my relationship right over here, and then let me go ahead and make sure me and him we good, because I know I got to get off over here and work, and I need to know we good, and I don't want to be thinking about you know, what's he doing? I'm not one of those women where is he cheating? What is he doing? I don't do all of that. I like, if I don't trust you with my eyes closed, my eyes open, or behind my back with my best friend in the house, like I'm just kind of that way. So when I have vetted you out to be that person that I trust, and then you end up not being that person to me, then that kind of used to throw me off, like, because I was like, I really thought that they, you know, were what I needed them to be. I really thought, what happened? What happened? Why did they do this? Or why? And I just kind of get really, really upset about failed relationships. It used to just throw me off. And now I know what that is. That's the enemy. That's the devil. Because it's like, how could you have so much in you? Like, how could you be so powerful, so focused, so knowing that God is on your side, and you let a knucklehead get you off your game? Like, something's wrong. Like, that don't even make no sense. Like, that didn't make sense. So what is this? And I said, this is a fight. This is the attack of the enemy. This is the attack of the enemy on my life, and I need to understand what it is, and I need to know how to say, okay, this is not going to get me down. I'm not going to argue with people that are not worth my time. I'm not going to give energy to people that don't see my purpose and don't see what God has put in me, and you just kind of with me because of aesthetics or whatever. I don't know why you with me, but you're not with me. You don't see my bigger calling. You don't see my purpose, evidently, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. So just not being connected with people that don't mean you any good. Knowing those people and spotting those people, and that doesn't mean that you think that you're better than everybody. You just got to recognize who you are, and that some people can't be connected to you. They just can't. They can't. It can't happen. Y'all looking at each other over there.
We was having our own little conversation.
We're talking about the whole relationship.
So one of you guys be her spokesperson. I can't hear.
We were talking about just what we were actually discussing what you were talking about relationships, and we were just saying that just doesn't go for a significant other, but that's with friendships as well. When
Yep.
you're along this journey, and people, one of the issues that we have here is that people sometimes tend to think that you, like you said, oh, you think you're better than me because you went to school and now you have your nurse's degree and you want to move up and you forgot about little old me. You know, and it's really not that. It's their insecurity.
Right.
And you're trying to do what God put you here for. And if they can't come along, then you have to be okay with them dropping off of the circle and moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was having a conversation with my ex-husband Friday night, and he you know, I love him to death. He's very emotional, but he was kind of saying, you know, oh my God, I always knew that, you know, you had this in you, and I'm just always was so jealous of that. And he said, I felt like you were better than me when we were married, or that I wasn't good enough for you, or wasn't. I said, do you think that I would yoke up with you and marry you if I really thought that way of you? If I thought so low of you, you think I would marry you? Really? I said I would just be in who I was, and my light made you uncomfortable. And you had the opportunity to connect with me, to link up with me, to be what you needed to be, and you missed that opportunity. That had nothing to do with me, how you see yourself. And I said, and then what you have to do now? And he's like, oh my God, I just look back on some things and I just regret this. I had to have this whole conversation. I said to him, things aren't perfect in my life, but I'm living on my purpose, and I'm pressing. So, and I said that is the only way you're gonna be happy is when you start walking out your purpose, doing what you need to do, because all this other stuff and people are not going to make you happy. It's a void. It's going to be a void all the time. If you think about it, the best friendships, the best relationships, the best job situations, the best everything in life, having the best cars, the best clothes, the best house, you know, all that kind of stuff does not feel that void of you walking out your purpose and being what you're supposed to be. It's not going to fill it. It's almost like you have to go and live out your purpose and go back and get people, because they're not going to ever make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to happen. So you can't worry about, you know, their hang-ups and their hiccups about life, because it'll keep you. It's designed to keep you where they are, because they feel comfortable when you ride or die with them, when you're being with them. They're good with that. So, you know, and it's funny how as people we're natural manipulators. We're natural born manipulators. We know how to manipulate a person to stay, you know, right where we want them to stay, because we're afraid of them leaving us behind, or doing something that, you know, that makes us feel bad about ourselves. Even if it happens in families, even if your sister, your brother, your cousin, and especially in families, because I think this is just my thought process. I think that in families you have so much strife, and it's so deep, because they kind of think we all came from the same cloth. Why is it that you made it and I didn't? Why is it that we all had the same opportunity to make some of ourselves, and why are you doing this and I'm not? You know what I mean? So, because you can kind of like with friends, you can say I wasn't brought up that way. Your parents were together, my parents were together. Oh, we grew up over here. I was raised like that. My great grandmother was blah 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 blah. You can have that opportunity. But when it's your sister, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, and it's like y'all came from the same sandbox. And why is it that this person doing this and this person not doing that? That's why I think family kind of take it real personal and hate on you more than people sometimes.
Michelle, I just wanted to confirm what you were saying in that. I think I'm a spokesperson for that, because 21 years ago, I had to remove myself from two people that I ate, slept, and breathed everything they said, which was my mom and my sister. So I totally agree with everything you're saying, and even now, I love them. Well, my mom has passed away, but I love my sister, but I love her from a distance.
Yeah.
But now she'll call me just recently and just like, you know, you don't feel bad about walking away from your house or doing this to your children, and you got to be strong enough to remember that they don't want you to progress. And sometimes that old saying, hurt people hurt other people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading Lost and Found with Sarah Jakes, and she talks about healthy people help other people. And so that's what I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
I ended the conversation with her on a healthy note, and still, I mean, I love her, but she in the back. I see you when I see you, but we ain't circling the same circle. We ain't thinking the same way, and I'm sorry you feel that way, but I mean, I'm the spokesperson for that. 21 years ago, I had to remove myself from both of them.
Yeah.
The woman that God called me to be in.
Yeah.
I'm falling off track sometimes, but the ultimate goal, I'm where I'm supposed to be. My children are better. Both of my girls tell me all the time they couldn't imagine have grown up being exposed to that on a regular basis. Just when they go around my family every now and then, they be like, "Some people is crazy."
Yeah.
And I thank God that He gave me enough strength 21 years ago to find the right kind of people I wanted my children to be centered around. I had to make a family.
Yes.
Every day I'm grateful that I was strong enough to do that. And so for anybody out there, I mean, it can be as close as your mom.
Yeah. 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 That's sad but true. Very sad but true. And thank you for sharing that. So we're going to wrap up. I'm going to ask the people over here. I'm going to ask you guys first, do you have any questions? And then I'm going to ask the people over here because it's a bit of a delay. Do you guys have any questions? And so I can answer that and we can close out. Anybody? Robin? Anybody over there?
No, I'm good. I'm just grateful for the whole movement and like looking forward to more.
Good. Very good. So you guys, feel free to share any kind of ideas that you have so where we can continue to, yeah, because I'm praying like y'all. I'm like, look, Tyler Perry and Oprah need to get this, and Beyonce and everybody else.
Michelle, I think I tagged you in something a few weeks ago. Someone had, I don't know if it was some website, and I was like, y'all need to add Cashel to this. It was like, I think it was like 10 people that had like these motivating quotes or whatever, and some of them I read. I was like, oh, y'all need to add Cashel to this. They're good.
I think I know what it was. It was something Russell Simmons had like the most inspirational people on Instagram.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, somebody needs to get in touch with her. And
yeah, holla at me. Come holla at me. So that's good. I just want you guys to walk out your journey, your authentic way, and just don't put rules and stipulations on it. Do things God's way, because God knew exactly who you were. He knew how crazy you were and what you were. He knows everything about you, and that's the very thing that He wants to use for you. And like at the church, you know, they say come as you are, and then they say, you know, he who is in Christ is a new creature, and all of that. I think we get that new creature thing twisted a little bit. We try to be so far off from who we are, and then we lose who we are. Then we start bringing up this representative in church, trying to get along with church folk, and you know, and it's just like hurt people. The church is sometimes a hospital, and you can't. And it's not the authority. God is always authority, and what God says about you is what counts most, and not what other people you know, say about you. So definitely start seeking that spiritual guidance, because God knows more about you than anybody else, and he wants to use the very thing that's about you. That's what I love, and I think I posted something about that the other day, is that I'm exactly who I am all the time, and I don't need to change, and I don't have to do whatever, you know. I mean, and I love that. I love that about God, that He uses the very thing that makes you who you are to be a blessing to others. When will we do this again? And what was the last month, the first book club? The first book club just ended on the 31st, and you have 31 days in August. You can do. I mean, this is the thing. Like, it doesn't have to end. Like, it doesn't have to be a month thing. It's whenever you start, that's when you can start. You can get your groups together and you can read it. Danielle, so if you guys are starting on the 4th, I noticed you're on day 4. Just keep rocking it out. posting just like they have. And the only cool thing about it is that your audio is sitting out there waiting for you. That's the only difference. So you just, follow it the way that you've been following it with your group. Where are you from, Danielle? Okay, it's a delay, so she's gonna let us know. But yeah, guys, this has been really cool. So it's been really cool to watch people in Africa and Brazil and Canada and Hawaii and New York, New Jersey, California, Chicago, Atlanta, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. It's been crazy that book sales have been from all over, all day, and the movement is real. I gotta love them. So Danielle is from Arizona. I didn't say Arizona, so Arizona. Okay, she's got her group together. So guys, we are making an impact all over the world, literally. Like I mean, I can't even stop sometimes to think about just the massive reach of this, but it's just been amazing. It's been an amazing journey, and I just can't thank you guys enough for being a part of the journey and helping it do what it's doing, because people are definitely, it's been crazy. It's been definitely a good crazy. It's been definitely a good crazy, for sure. So, all right, so that's what we have. Maybe we can hang out again now that we know how to work the darn thing. And we can figure it out, But this, the cool thing about Google Hangout is that it automatically records, and so it's gonna go on YouTube, and it's gonna be available on that site, that Boss's Pray, I think, audio, whatever link that I sent out this morning. You can click that and watch this anytime. So you can watch this on YouTube. You can watch this on Google Plus. You can watch this at any time. So that's a cool thing, is that whoever was not on this call, you can definitely forward them the link, and they can watch the whole thing, our bloopers and all. Okay.
We plugged in, baby.
Yeah, we unplugged. We Boss Women Pray unplugged.
Michelle, Kim said she's in the back with her shirt on.
Hey!
I will see you on the 6th. I'm looking forward to
So
it.
excited.
Oh, yes. Don't forget the 6th, guys. The 6th, if you get a ticket, tell everybody you know. Get a ticket. They get a 45 minutes one-on-one with me. And if you haven't had a one-on-one coaching session with me, 45 minutes is a long time and a lot. And so definitely, if you don't go to the thing on the 26th, if you don't do, not the 26th, on the 6th, if you don't do the 6th, there's a button on the right here that says today 50% off of 1 hour coaching. The coach 1 hour is $197, but you can click that link. I think it's 26 more hours you have to take advantage of that. Click that and you get it for $97 if you're not going to go on the 6th. So, but definitely want to see you guys in numbers and in draws, because we're going to have a really good time and break down Dream, Pray, Hustle. And I've gotten, I forgot her last name, Joy of Superweave Express. I'm going to interview her for a little bit at the end of the hustle portion. So it's going to be a really cool event. We're going to have really good goodies in a boss box with a lot of good stuff in it. And it's going to be interactive. We're going to have a good time, but we're going to learn. This event is for serious business owners. This is not the event to go to get all cute, to have brunch and all that. I don't need to do all that. So we're going to really do some business, okay? All right, cool. So bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks, Cashel.
Thank you. I love y'all back. Okay, and bye to everybody over here in the chat. Mwah. Bye, guys. Now, how do I hang up the doggone thing?
You gotta stay.
Stop broadcast. Okay, bye.